to kick in if it's going to be in there. Lawson, by means of how she's moving and running, she still will have more of a kick in reserve.
Lawson makes the turn. She'll head to the finish line. And Emma Lawson is going to pick up her first event win in the 2025 Rogue Invitational.
I traveled here by myself, so I was pretty nervous about that. The weeks leading up, I was stressing a lot.
I only drink iced matcha, so I was gonna get it, but it's cold out, so I thought I should get a warm drink. And yeah, I just got hot chocolate. I'm not a coffee drinker.
It was nice to come pretty early, have some chill days of getting some training in, adjusting, and really utilizing recovery, because after a lot of travel like that, it can take a bit of a toll on your body.
I like to do yoga the day before competition, so I already did that this morning. I just did a little yoga flow. I just feel like it calms my mind, because obviously going in is very stressful, just the competition nerves. So I just feel like it helps calm me down, but also just make my body feel good. I think I'm gonna meet up with Matt to talk about kind of just strategizing a little bit for tomorrow, the workouts. We know all of tomorrow's workouts, so we can kind of go through that and talk about the plan for all of those. And then I'll probably just call it a night pretty early. And then tomorrow, I think we don't start till around 12. I don't know if the guys or girls go first, but I do find, like, I don't like to sit around. I feel like since it is a bit of a later start, I'll try not to sit around too much. So sometimes when I start a bit later in the day, I'll still get up at a good time. I'll eat a good breakfast, make sure I'm drinking a lot, and then maybe I'll go down to like the gym and like walk for 20-30 minutes just to kind of get the blood flowing. Maybe I'll stretch a little bit, but kind of just like get my body going so I don't feel all sluggish by the time I start around noon. And then, yeah. Competition starts tomorrow, and we know majority of the workouts, not all of them yet. I feel like at this point in my training, I have been able to progress a lot, and I've been able to build up a lot since I hurt my back. To win the Rogue Invitational would mean a lot to me. I know this event is one that a lot of athletes really look forward to every year and bring their A game to. It would mean a lot to me. It would, I think, prove a lot to myself just in terms of how far I've come. Honestly, I am feeling pretty fit. I'm excited.
Thanks for being with us, everybody, as we kick off the CrossFit competition here at the 2025 Rogue Invitational from P&J Live in Aberdeen, Scotland.
I don't know that we've ever seen it this stacked, and this is exactly what us as analysts and the spectators have hoped and prayed for throughout our years, is to find out who is going to be the best on the floor this weekend.
I was excited for event one. I knew that that one wasn't one of the heavy ones of the weekend, so I figured if I wanted to do well, have a strong start to the weekend, that was going to be it.
Laura Horvath, the overwhelming favorite to win this competition.
Will someone rise to the occasion and start to dethrone Laura early this weekend?
I was also excited about the log bar muscle-ups because I was at Rogue the first time that they came out, and I actually won that workout.
And that will be good enough for third place in the event, 10:08.78 seconds. Lawson is now done. Gazan has finished as well.
I was excited for that one. I have been working a lot on the heavy rope double unders because my previous competition, I struggled a lot. So it was nice in that event at least to see that that work has been able to pay off.
5:05.23 seconds, that's the top time.
I was really nervous for that one because I don't have a lot of experience with the log.
5 reps on the clean and press on the log, 150 pounds, 68 kilos.
I got through the first 5 reps, that was fine. I did the yoke carry, that was fine. You know, I did the power stairs. Going into my second round, I failed the first rep. And it kind of threw me off my pace. I got kind of frustrated. I had the same approach going into the third and last round, and I failed it again. And I was so frustrated because I was just like, what is going on? Like I was rushing the reps, but I was really just trying to make up some ground. And the fact that I just kept failing and losing ground, I was super frustrated with.
Emma looks so smooth ground overhead. You wonder if that was a confidence issue, how she chose or settled into her pacing, because all things from a mechanic's perspective tells me that she could have been doing that a bit faster.
I feel like I had more to give and I just wasn't able to.
Lawson's through with time to spare, 30 seconds to go before we hit the time cap. Second and final heat of Tax Collector. Event 3 of 9 is underway. One more look at what we are facing. 4 rounds of the back squat, the dumbbell snatch, and the sandbag cleanup.
I have been working a lot on like cycling heavier back squat reps, so I felt pretty good about that. Same with the dumbbell and sandbag. Like I have been doing a good amount of work with those things. I feel like in a workout like that, you just need to like put your blinders on and run your own race. I was, like I said, going into that workout feeling a little bit bummed and like upset about the previous workout, but again, that was the moment for me to try and work on that, shifting my mindset and like getting ready to go for the next one, and I feel like I was able to do that and it paid off. I feel terrible today.
Really?
Yeah. I like woke up feeling worse than yesterday. I'm like, I don't know, you can hear I sound disgusting. But I like, my chest, it feels so heavy. My throat, like I've got a wicked cough going on and my nose is just like super congested. So not ideal for competing and breathing heavy. But I'm trying to just not let it get in my head and do the best I can, even though I'm like, yeah, not feeling good. But it is what it is. At some point it's bound to happen. Yeah, I know there's like, you know, athletes experience so many different things when they're competing, whether it's sickness and injury, like there's so many factors that go into it, and I feel like that's just part of being an athlete, and you kind of just have to deal with it and show up and know that you've done what you can to prepare and just hope that you can, you know, get through the weekend, even if it's a little tougher than maybe what you would have hoped for. But yeah, I mean, it was a good day one, a lot of ups and downs, but I feel like I did what I could. I'm excited for tomorrow's. We don't know the second workout for tomorrow yet, but I'm really excited about the rowing bench press. I know it's got the horizontal pegboard, which I practiced it the other day after the briefing. So just to like get a feel for it, so at least I've touched it. But I'm excited for that one. And then depending on what the weight for the deadlift is, we don't know that yet. I could be happy with that one, depending what it is. But yeah, I think today felt like, in my mind, from what we know, the hardest and like pretty heavy day. So I feel a bit relieved to have it behind us.
She's feeling really great about her performances on day one. She, you know, it's really, when you finish your last event with a momentous feeling, then these athletes, they can carry it forward. And for her, that's big time. Is, you know, she's been 3 competitions now, or I should say 4 competitions now, with the 2 before or 3 before. Every single time she steps on, it just reignites her fire of, hey, I am capable of being who I was, but even greater than that. And she has some high goals. And it starts this weekend. She has a major goal this weekend of being on that podium, and both of us believe that she can do it.
It is day number 2 of the 2025 Rogue Invitational inside P&J Live in Aberdeen, Scotland, and it is going to be a fun Saturday here at the Rogue Invitational. Lawson with one more rep remaining, and now she's going to head to the pegboard. And she told our broadcast crew she has never touched a horizontal pegboard before. Emma Lawson looking to lock up 4th place in the event if she can finish. Lawson's got to get there. She's not going to, so we're going to have a tie between Lawson and Gazan.
That one I was nervous about because I haven't spent a lot of time practicing the horizontal pegboards, but I kind of just, another one I had to just run my own race. I didn't really know what to expect. I like the rower, I like the bench, but on that it really came down to the horizontal pegboards, and I just tried to do what I could, and it worked out for me in the end.
Event description for the Dual 5. This one is going to be an all-out sprint, as it always is. Over, under, over those logs. We've got a hand-over-hand sled pull, and then you got to put a bag on a pedestal.
I get really nervous about the dual. I've done the dual before in the past. You have to be perfect because every mistake could be very costly.
Final heat of round 1 has begun. And Danny Spiegel looking to be the first woman to the sled. Spiegel with the lead. Horvath and Lowen along with Gazan all getting to the sled at the same time.
I got over those. I did not have a great strategy approaching those, so I was a bit slow there. I felt confident with the rope pulls, so I do those a lot in my training, so those felt good. The sandbag was always a hit or miss. I had a bit of an issue with the first round. I was gonna try not push over the sandbag and just pick it up how it was, but then as I started picking it up, I realized I couldn't, so I had to drop it and push it.
And Laurel Horvath is in at 35 seconds. Spiegel will be moving on. Gazan and Lawson are through.
But at least I didn't get cut after the first round.
Heat 2 of round 2.
I was sitting in a really good spot in my heat. I think I was like second in my heat going into the final sandbag, and I flopped it. I knew I had to roll it over, so I rolled it over from the start. I started to lift it up, and as I stood up, it like rolled out of my hands back onto the floor. So I had to readjust the bag, pick it up, and put it on, and by the time I was able to get across, basically everyone had passed me.
The first of the bag, grabs that 150-pound implement, gets it up on the pedestal, and Alex Gazan is going to take the heat. Renault Anganese is going to be second, followed by Raptis. Lawson and Rolf will be 5th.
I wish I could go back and just like change that, because I know I could have done better, but it happened and I got cut, and that was the end of that for me. That was why I was so hoping to do better on the dual, because I knew that the last event on Saturday was going to be really heavy for me. I mean, 350-pound deadlift is basically my 1 rep max before I hurt my back.
The second and final heat underway. As you look at the lane assignments, overall leader Laurel Horvath will be in lane number 6, and the 2 women chasing her will be on either side of her. Alex Gazan, who sits in 2nd place, and Danny Spiegel.
I was nervous. I went into it with just a optimistic mindset of, we'll see what I can do here. I tried to be a little bit aggressive on like the transitions and the handstand push-ups. I feel confident with handstand push-ups. I really like them. So it was mainly just about the deadlifts for me, breaking up the earlier sets so that I could feel like I still had something in me for the heavy bars, and I was able to get through it. So I feel like that was a huge win for me.
Horvath onto the barbell 2nd. Emma Lawson was 3rd. Here comes Spiegel and Lowen. And Lawson has it.
Wow, great lift.
About 40 seconds to spare before we hit the time cap, so Emma Lawson gets in.
I feel like today went exactly like yesterday. I had a good start with the first workout, not good second workout, okay third workout. I feel so like, I want a good event so badly, so we still don't know 2 of the workouts tomorrow. We know that the first event in the morning is gonna be outside, so people are speculating there could be a run in there. which would be good for me. But yeah, it's kind of, at least tonight going to bed, I don't have to stress about the workouts tomorrow because I don't know what they are. I feel like it's so easy to get so ahead of yourself, just like, you know, wanting more constantly and not being there yet. But sometimes, yeah, I kind of need to take a step back and think like, okay, 6 months ago, no chance I would be able to probably even just do any of the movements. And I couldn't even barely deadlift 95 pounds. I feel like I haven't necessarily shown my full potential and fitness here yet, so hopefully I can do that tomorrow.
Runners run. Historically, we've started the Rogue Invitational with a long run, and now they finally get their chance.
Sunday morning, we had the early morning briefing, and we found out all the workouts for the rest of the day, and my initial thought was, oh my gosh, like, this is like a typical day one. Like, this might be a good day for me. I even like made a post on my social media of like, last day, best day, question mark, because I was like, I think this could, like, something could happen here. And I was sitting in 7th going into that day, so I felt like I had nothing to lose. Like, I was like, I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. I knew that my running pace was, like, I felt good about how that was gonna go for me. And I knew that I thought the other girls could be faster on the rope climbs and the lunges, so I felt like my move was really gonna have to be on the run, and that's exactly what I did. That was like a super solid start to the day and also gave me confidence to carry throughout the rest of Sunday.
This is where it's really got to start to kick in if it's going to be in there. Lawson, by means of how she's moving and running, she still will have more of a kick in reserve.
Lawson makes the turn. She'll head to the finish line. And Emma Lawson is going to pick up her first event win in the 2025 Rogue Invitational. Heat 2 underway, 6:36.76 seconds is the top time out of Heat 1, courtesy of Emily Rolfe. 8 overhead squats at 95 pounds, 43 kilos to kick us off before we get into 6 burpees over the bar.
Everyone's got to be willing to lay it all on the line when it comes to intensity and personal capacity.
That was another workout, I put my blinders on. To be honest, I had no idea where anyone else was. I just knew I needed to run my race, I needed to stick to my pace. People are gonna probably start out hot. I'm gonna do my thing, and I had Lucy Campbell right beside me, and she was winning the heat.
And 100 points for Lucy, and she is still alive. First career event win in the Rogue Invitational for Campbell, and she's gonna creep closer to that final spot on the podium. Emma Lawson is across.
I kind of just did my thing, and I was able to take second in that one too. So I was super hyped going into the last event, just given like, oh my gosh, like I didn't think a podium was in reach for me, but it felt so close. I was in 3rd going into the last event of the day.
Look at this day in 2nd place, she's off the bike. And here comes Lucy Campbell and Olivia Kerstetter. Lucy Campbell's going to take the heat, and she could be on the podium in Scotland.
There goes Danielle Brandon, Emma Lawson.
I crossed the line, and I honestly just felt a little bit like I let myself down a little bit in a sense. Again, it wasn't heavy. It was like my jam, I felt like, and I felt like something that, like, you know, if I wanted it enough, I could get that.
Immediate thoughts, initial reaction, bummed, a little bit bummed. I was so close to that podium. I haven't stood on a podium, I feel like, in a long time, so would have felt good. That last one, I felt it like in my chest. The sickness really came out in that one. But overall, when I look at it as a whole, a lot of takeaways, a lot of things to be proud of and happy about. I've seen a lot of progress in the things that I have been working on in my training, so it's nice to see that pay off. In fact, I got through that deadlift workout that we talked about, and today honestly felt like a strong finish overall. I had a lot of good events today, so there's a lot to take away. I'm happy with that. I'm proud of my effort. but yeah, it does sting just a tiny bit.
I feel like there's a lot of ebbs and flows in the emotions throughout the weekend. It's crazy, all just the emotions that you feel in a day. Like I went from feeling really good to feeling really defeated. And I know I'm competing with a lot of very talented and strong, hardworking girls. So, you know, I really have to hold my own. It is a tough competition. But at the same time, like, it can feel really defeating when you thought you were capable of something and then it happens and you did your best and it's not quite the results that you wanted.
Initial thoughts for Emma, all in all, amazing. The way she finished out on Sunday, I knew it was going to be a great day for her on Sunday. You know, she's still fighting that sickness, and the fact that she was able to still put up those points that she did today was awesome. There's not a lot of things. I mean, she's a phenomenal athlete, so there's not a lot of things to look at and be like, look at all these things we got to work on. What this does do for us is say, okay, we got 5 weeks until Denmark. We know what we got to do now, and the goal is no different. Podium at Denmark, first place at Denmark.
I'm very proud of myself. I feel like I've grown a lot as an athlete over the last couple of years, and I think, yeah, younger me would be really proud to see where I am today.